I don't know who out of the three of you saw it best with Moyer. When, according to people on Twitter anyway, he's supposed to have taken his helmet off, realised who it was he was going to be fighting, and Hendricks decided not to bother. Or he was trying to dupe Hendricks into taking the penalty by getting him to drop the gloves, which is one of the... I hate that penalty, and I hate the guys that do it. Who saw that best to be able to talk about that?
I saw it was a strange one. I think it was Cowick and... there was someone else, it might have been Isaacs, I can't remember, but someone was getting into it behind the boards, Stockton maybe, and he went over and sort of started pushing Cowick, which, I don't know if Toby saw it because he was in the linesman were busy with Carlson and half the other team, I think. But it was a strange one because it happened as you said it. Like he came out, took his helmet off, Hendricks did the same, and then he just sort of, I don't know if he was trying to draw the penalty or if he just thought better of it because
he's got a fantastic beard.
I was just going to end it by saying that Cowick decided to do a chicken dance when he was skating by him afterwards, which I found quite funny, but at least
Fitzy for a couple of years ago.
Yeah, at least he didn't go overboard, went and get thrown out the game, I suppose. So that was better than that. But yeah, it was just a weird moment, and fair play to Russ Moyer. I wouldn't want to fight Hendricks either, so I don't really blame him.
The only other thing I think, and we know, Graham, you mentioned the Dundee game, and we weren't really going to talk about that. The only thing that kind of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, if I've picked things up wrong, Carlson against Dundee took a daft penalty that put us on the 3-5, in which Dundee scored their game-winning goal. Again on Sunday night, Carlson took another penalty that again led to a goal. Is that something we're going to have to watch in terms of taking stupid penalties, Graham?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's no concerns over anyone as such yet, but certainly Carlson maybe needs to rein it in a little bit, because certainly that was 2 games in a row where he's given up a silly penalty that was certainly unnecessary. As it is, he's playing quite well, so it's just that bit of his game that maybe needs to be sorted out. But yeah, I think this is always going to be the problem, and this is when you bring in players such as we have, and we have that extra toughness in the team. Then the potential to be looking at visits to the penalty box quite often is an inherent danger, and it's really, as I said before, reining that in that's going to be so important. As I say, not concerned at this moment in time, and certainly, like you said, these players have not come over to goon it up. We've seen the early indications of that already, but it's certainly Carlson. I think he just needs to watch that aspect of it as we head into the season.
And I have to say, the Cowick hit before that was an absolute belter. It was never a penalty in a million years. I want to see more of those hits. That was a cracker.
Yeah, a good hit from Hendricks and Moore just at the boards. I don't know if it was more Moore tried to hit him or if Hendricks hit him, but either way, Moore ended up, he bounced right off him. And a good hit. And something we were missing last year, there wasn't that many big hits, and it definitely got the crowd back into the game. Though, just the final touch on, I thought the atmosphere was good last night. It's probably the best it's been in a while, and that's what happens when you have a really good game like that, and the crowd's got to respond, and hopefully we can continue that going forward.
Sure. I never ever know how to pronounce this guy's name. Doc Om. He's talked about Moyer's helmet. It came off too easily and made him look like he was ready to drop the gloves. Obviously he wasn't. We were kind of already talked about that, but he's wanting to nominate that for the penalty box. We've covered that. We think we know. I hate that penalty. It's one of my pet hates. The clan roar. I wasn't there. Stephen Hill, Neil Routledge and Andy Donnelly have all said whoever's idea it was to do a clan roar, he wants to put them in the box. Neil Routledge, it's got to be the clan roar. It was better last night, but still too forced. And Andy Donnelly, there's nothing else for it. The clan roar, whimper, he calls it. What was it like last night, Jennifer? When you were
I think it was better, but
you're kind of pro clan roar, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pro the clan roar. I'll try and get that out. No, it worked better. I was sitting on the other side from where I normally was, so you can kind of. It was different to hear it from the other side rather than being in amongst where the noise is made. But it definitely sounded better, but where I was sat, there was honestly hardly anybody joining in. I think I was the only one.
Stephen, what about yourself? Clan Roar?
I still hate it.
Because you're anti-Clan Roar, aren't you?
I don't like it at all. I think it's contrived, cringeworthy, and now we need to chant, let's do it, boys. No, crap, in the bin immediately. I made a point on the forum, like the best chants that come about are ones that are natural. And in season 1, I went through Edinburgh. I think it was my first away trip. We got humped like 7-2, and it was one of the worst performances ever. And we'd lost 6 in a row or something like that. Towards the end of the game, everyone just stood up for the last 2 minutes and started chanting Richardson's Purple Army. Now, I don't know if that was the first time, or it was certainly one of the first times. And a chant like that just evolves naturally after a complete horsing through in Murrayfield it just seems better rather than someone standing with a microphone saying, right, you must do this now. It's too Belfast for my liking when the hot dogs and the pizzas come out, but that's just
for me, you and Jennifer perfectly epitomise the way the fans seem to think about it. You've got people who are like Jennifer who really want it to work, and you've got people like yourself who are just like, it's cringeworthy and will probably never join in. Graham, what's yourself? You never sit in the fence for anything, so...
I'm going to sit in the fence on this one because I'm still... it was better last night, as has already been said, but along the lines of what Stephen was saying, I just don't like the fact that it's manufactured. It goes on too long, it's a bit awkward, lots of people looking around going, what's all this about? So yeah, personally, I would say I'm probably not a fan. If it takes off, if they keep going with it and it takes off and it gets far more participation, then fair enough. But like I say, the manufactured bit of it, I think of it more as Sheffield. Sheffield fans are told when to sing and when to chant, when to do this and when to do that, and that's a bit I don't like. But I mean, other than that, I mean, Section N last night were outstanding in terms of the atmosphere that they brought to the game. So I don't think we need that. For me, it's completely unnecessary.
Frank Lammy, he says he wants to put Fife still chanting "Let's go shopping" in the box. I wouldn't even dignify it because it doesn't really bother me too much. Who cares if we're in a shopping centre? It doesn't matter. We've got a rink. It's a nice rink. It's a nice place to play. So yeah, I know.
What I don't get though is the Fife fans do go shopping when they come to Braehead.
Absolutely.
They come in with their carrier bags full of stuff. Yep. So it's not really against us. It's more about what they're doing prior to the game.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it. But yeah, I know it's not even it's not mildly annoying. You like this one, Graham? Kevin Bell at Clan Fan Key. Gary Moran's embarrassing comment about scoring against a backup. And then he has a double dunter and he says, or Braehead for not knowing our players' names. But you like the Gary Moran one.
Well, I'm a big fan of Gary Moran, as you know. and I am really, really missing checking it out. I used to love doing my
Is he not doing it this year, no?
No, he's not. I used to love doing my little picture funnies of that, and he's stopped doing it now, so that's taking away that little bit of fun. So, yeah, the comment about being too embarrassed to score against a backup goalie, I mean, the good thing about that was that there was the Panthers fans themselves that jumped on it straight away. I mean,
he's not very popular with them, though, is he? So.
He's not, and it was embarrassing. If you were a fan of the club, then you would be extremely embarrassed. And you know, we're talking to Tina, and we can maybe ask Tina about it. But as I say, even before I got a chance to say anything about it, the Panthers fans were all over it. So yeah, once again, it's, you know, you've got the GM of the club who's really, from a PR point of view, really not doing it any favours. And also, and this is what he's done, he does this continually, is he shows a hell of a lot of disrespect to the opposition, which is part of the reason why everybody loves it when they get stuffed. So it's a bit like Sheffield in that way. If you don't show the opposition any kind of respect, then you get what you deserve. So yeah, I would say that's a fairly strong contender.
Oh, well, we'll see. Nicky Coombs wants Cody Carlson for smashing his slap shot into Rosehill's face. I think, did it not take a deflection, Jennifer?
It definitely took a deflection, yeah.
So we can't really blame Cody for that.
Yeah.
Or is it Cody Carlson? I get mixed up with I can't remember now.
Well, if you
don't know our players either.
Well, it's because every time I read it in the club, they keep changing it. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. It's Cody Carlson. Corey.
See, to be fair, it's Cody. It's Cody Carlson, Corey Cowick.
Yep.
To be fair, Rosehill did say it was Levitt as well, so that hit the shot.
we'll skip the one from Optimus Prime because we're not touching that one now. There's a few people, Purple Army at Clans Purple Army, Gordon Zetterberg at Zetterberg, Sharon at Sharon Waters 5, and Alan McEwen. All sent messages in regards to the DJ. You know, we talked about this. It's a hard act to follow, Johnny, or I'm still giving him, he's on what they would call probation, if you like. He's got plenty of time, he's got a few weeks left. He's getting better. I heard it got better last night, Stephen, yeah?
Yeah, I thought, in the space of a week, obviously Johnny's been doing this for years, going back to the Pirates and the Eagles, so he's got a lot of experience of how to react with the plays going, and it's not something you can just pick up in a week. I definitely couldn't do it, you know. So yeah, it was a lot better last night, I thought, and the sound was down, which was the biggest problem I had for last week. I could actually hear myself think last night.
That's a bonus. But yeah, I wouldn't like to. Sorry, Graham.
I was just going to say that for me, that was the biggest bugbear, was the sound. Certainly from where I was in L, the sound was down too much. There was a lot of stuff you could barely hear, and I'm sitting in L, right, pretty much in the middle. So the sound, I would say that the sound aspect was a far bigger problem last night than the DJ, who, as you said, certainly improved, as you would hope.
And I wouldn't touch him for the penalty box for this. Not, I say we're still doing it in 12 weeks, we'll maybe have a talk about it, but not at this point. Give the guy some time. Although I'd love to have Johnny back, I have to say. And that's no slighting the new guy. Johnny just does the best.
And touching on that, can we just say welcome back Alistair as well to his role as cameraman.
That was good news when that came
a big
through.
Thumbs up for that.
Yeah, definitely. We're doing something right for a change. I know, I'll edit that. No, I won't edit it. 3 people we want to talk about the season ticket fiasco. Nanook at Baser 100, Rebecca Walvin at Becky 7, 1994, and Jill Dixon. I think her season tickets, her seats had been double sold to us and to 2 new fans by the box office. We get moved. The security people's reasoning was paper ticket has priority over season tickets. Do you know, you probably find that this is probably not the club's fault. It's probably the box office, assuming the club have given the box office the correct information. But the fact of the matter remains, the club are the face of it all, not the box office. And it would have been nice to have seen, unless you guys are going to tell me that there's been a statement that I've missed, it'd be nice to see a wee apology about all this. Because it affected an awful lot of people, didn't it, Graham? Yourself included.
Well, it affected me last week, and obviously we didn't get too much into it last week, but I was fine for last night. But for me, there's a couple of things here. First of all, it happened, so there was some kind of system problem. My story last week, and I won't go through the whole thing, but it basically culminated in the box office saying that it was my fault, despite the fact that it was them that had sold my seats twice. But apparently it was my fault, so that wasn't appreciated. And the second thing was, and the point that you're alluding to, there's been no communication from the club at all. And it is the club that, as you say, are the face of it. We're paying our tickets to go and see the club, the team. And I think for the club to take no involvement in this whatsoever, because there was a lot of people affected, and apparently, I didn't see much evidence of it, but apparently there was a lot of people affected last night as well, and a lot of newbies as well. It seems to be one of these things where it's newbies that are affected. There was a group of 5 new people going to the first ever hockey game that were affected by my situation last week. And I think for the club to say absolutely nothing is really not on, especially when we have this situation which seems to have got most people upset, which is that people are being told that if you're a season ticket holder, your status as far as having your seat is lower than the person who's bought the paper ticket, which I don't understand at all. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Regrettable situation, but why are the season ticket holders not getting priority? And again, the club have said absolutely nothing. So I find that all very strange and frankly fairly unacceptable.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I knew this would be a disaster for the start, and that's why I just got random seats instead of trying to get my season ticket seat, because I'm an optimist. A pessimist, Stephen. I think they're saying that people were with paper tickets, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just what I'm thinking. They're maybe thinking they're saying their priority because it's easier to check that they've bought the seat than it is for someone who's just had their card activated, and they thought
if you brought your receipt. There's people brought their receipts with them. Yeah, people brought their receipts and they were told that paper tickets were getting the priority. That's not right.
There goes my theory, but yeah, it's a complete disaster. But on the other side of the coin, it's the reaction or lack of reaction for the clan. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest. So I'd be more shocked if they did make a statement, because the PR's been absolutely shocking this whole